What is good, people? Welcome back to another video. Now in today's video we're going to be getting some more progress on the Golf done. If you guys watched the last episode, we have changed sort of the look of the front end. We kind of went from quad lights to single lights. We did amp, we did smoke repeaters and a load of other stuff. So if you ever miss out on any episodes, just feel free to go back and be caught up. Today we have many stuff to do today, some tedious, some fun stuff. We're going to get straight into it. Alright, my good people, so the first thing on the list is going to be the window regulators. So if you was caught up on the vlog from the start, you'd realize that we have electric windows all the way around. Now this car didn't come with electric windows and you might be a little bit confused. So the driver itself had windy windows, and a few telltale signs telling me that it's had replacement parts is it's reg matched, same as the other side and then same as the tailgate. So I think what's happened in its life, the doors may have been rotten or needed a replacement, whatever, for whatever reason. Someone's gone to the scrapyard and picked up a set of front doors and a tailgate from a GTI. Now the problem with that is obviously we're never going to be able to operate them because we haven't got the wiring and switches. So for temporary measure, we're just going to put the manual ones in, take those out, and then some point down the line we're going to put the electric windows back in. Because it's so hot outside, I feel like it's better just to get the manual ones in, just so I can at least wind the window down and up when it gets really hot, opposed to trying to source a set of electric window wiring loom and all that stuff and give myself more work right now. So that is what we're going to tackle today. Both window regs are on. However, I did forget to order another handle for that side, but trust me, it works. Before you guys order parts, do your due diligence and fish about. For both window regulators, we paid £10.73 for one side and £11.25 for the other, which means that we managed to get two brand new ones for the same cost as one that some people were charging. Now granted, they aren't genuine. The ones they had might have been genuine, but when it's a manual window regulator, you don't really have issues with these snapping and breaking because it's manual. There's not a motor pulling and tugging wires and things snap.
Day 2.
Right, next thing on the list, we're going to be fixing the massive air leak that we've got in the car, and this is what's causing it. So it goes quiet and then loud. Right in between the carburetor, which is this part here, and then the inlet manifold, which is the silver item, is this item. What this is a rubber gasket. So we've got air coming through this bit here, flows all the way up past the air filter, and then it goes down into the carburetor. Now the air and the fuel then gets mixed together and then gets sent to the inlet manifold, which is this silver bit just there. At the bottom end of the inlet manifold you'll have 4 branches which go into each cylinder, which then feeds air and fuel into the engine. The spark plug ignites the mixture and your car drives. So that is sort of the basic principle of what you guys need to understand on how and why this is affecting the way the car runs. So if there is a split in between the carburetor and the inlet manifold, with the idling, the inlet manifold is supposed to really hold a certain amount of volume of air. Now if that air is leaking out, it's not providing enough air into each cylinder, which might make it run a little bit funny. The second problem to it is, so this black circle thing just here is a servo. A way to see this working is press your brake pedal with the engine off and then start the car and then press the brake pedal. It starts to feel a little bit different. How this works is the air being produced from the inlet manifold, there's a pipe that comes off it, goes through a one-way valve and then goes into the servo. So as you can imagine, if we've got air leaking out of that flange, we're already starving the engine of oxygen and fuel. When we're pulling up to a set of lights and the car is idling a lot less, there's a lot less demand for air. So when we're braking, we're essentially taking all of the air out of that inlet manifold, making the car cut out sometimes, make it sometimes stall, stutter, or run really funny. So that is what we're going to fix in today's video. I don't know why I get nervous after doing stuff like this. Ooh, that started up beautifully. Not much choke either. So that's one thing that's actually improved as well. For me to be able to start this car, the choke almost had to be all the way out up until it revved to about 2000 RPM. That was barely out and it started up fine. It also idles a lot better. It'd probably be trying to jump and struggle now. Ooh. Beautiful. Okay, let's check the engine bay, make sure nothing's leaking. Although I wouldn't have thought it would if it started up as well as that. Seems good, it seems good. We'll get this off, pick that one off, pick that off, pick that off. leave it running for a little bit. Do you know jobs like this that a little bit awkward, you have a little bit of worries in case things don't go right and you make it worse, and then it ends up doing better than when you last touched it. It just gives you so much more confidence and motivation to do other stuff. It's a lot quieter now. I'm sad, but no, it runs better. So normally it would attempt to cut out and it would idle very bad. We fixed it!
Jesus!
Come on, pop! Oh, it popped before, I'm sad. Sorry.
Day 3.
Well guys, this is my attempts at recording the next segment of the video. As you can tell, the stupid idiot like I am recorded it in slow-mo. So this is what you're going to get for the first segment. I'm just explaining to you that I'm going to be installing a new stereo and we're going to be getting into a short shifter. What an idiot. What did you have to do? Subscribe. Beautiful. So, how do we get some sound? There we go. Beautiful. So now we know the speakers work. We're going to go ahead and start putting all the aerial microphone, start wiring all that in, and then start getting some DAB channels. Right guys, we are now fully stripped down. Bezel has been taken off, so we have one bolt just there. We've got two here, one that goes there, we have one hiding just there, and then you've got the two above speedo, and then just one there. The rest should come out. Obviously disconnect all of your plugs first. I've just semi moved the speedo because what we're going to do is we're going to go through this hole here. I've run the wire all the way down just under the speaker cover and then unbolted the speaker just a little bit just to get the wire through, and then we ran it through behind the clocks and then into the radio. I've got to say though, in terms of placement, it actually looks really nice. Normally you have to have a bezel that goes around it to kind of tidy it up. It actually looks really good. Looks like it's kind of supposed to be there. That's not bad at all. It's not bad at all. It's to the point where it feels a little flat. They could do with upgrading at some point. We're going to stick on the short shifter now, and then we can start testing the radio and then the short shifter while we're outside. So I'm going to get everything kind of tidied up and then start putting the short shifter on. It's an extremely easy modification to do. Mark 1s, Mark 2s, Mark 3s, if it's not a VR6 or a 16 valve. So we have this rod just here, and the short shifter is literally just going to replace it. 13mm nut on the top, and then we're just going to unclip the bush from there and attach it to this one. It's literally that simple. It's so easy to do, which is why I recommend everyone do it. I mean, this part's £13 and I ordered two by mistake, so what I'm going to do at some point is give one of these away to one of you guys. But I'll probably do it worldwide and just ship it wherever you want. If you want to win a short shifter, just let me know in the comments down below, and let's stick the short shifter on. Inside the car we have obviously our gear stick. Underneath that there is like a ball which allows it to kind of rotate around it, and then there is a rod that's connected this way, runs all the way down the car into the engine bay, which is that rod just there. So then it goes into this bush here, and then by various bushings and linkages and stuff like that, that's how you get your gears to work. This rod here, if you was to picture this rod itself, kind of goes to there and stops. you get more throw the further out you go, which means you move less in the gear stick. The rule of thumb is the closer in you get, the more travel that you're going to get on the on the gear stick, and then the further out you go is less travel you get. Needs a little modification, dropped on, let's get it on. Alright guys, so the actual short shifter is now fully installed. We did move it left and right to make sure that there is this arm just there is moving left and right, which it is, and it's very tight. We then switched the bush over to the front one, and then we put this rod in. Make sure that you put the clip in at the bottom just there. Everything is good, everything is solid. So let's go into the car and see what we're working with now. Bearing in mind, if you still have a little bit of play, you're going to have to be replacing your linkages, because what happens with these, it's a very old system. As you've seen in the engine bay, there's lots of linkages and bushers and plastic pieces and stuff that wears and breaks down over time. Plastic obviously wears out and creates play, which is what this is. So it comes a point where certain linkages have worn maybe half a mil, but it gives you an extra millimeter in play here. So because there's so many linkages in the system, it adds up at the end. My Mark III was worse than this. It was actually coming over to about here. It actually looked like it was in first. So if this becomes a problem to you, I would order a linkage set. You are going to have to drop the exhaust, heat shield, and do a little bit there, or you can do an O2J shifter replacement. Google it. Now the short shifter's on and everything is tight. We're happy with everything. I'm going to tidy up, change my shirt because I've now ruined it, and then we're going to take the car out for a drive, see how it goes, and go see a friend, and then check on the radio, see how that goes. The gear shifter is amazing. Do you know, going from a short shifter to standard play, oh my god, massive difference. This is going to be hard. Oh, yeah, 100%. If you're watching this and you've got a Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3, non-16 valve, non-VR, you need to have a short shifter in your car, 100%. The difference it makes, phenomenal. I stopped by a friend's to show him the Mark II, and he talked to me about this E46 M3 he was restoring. All the underneath is getting a hell of a lot of work done. If it's not powder coated, it's been fully cleaned. If it's not been cleaned, it's been replaced. New diff, arms, caliper rebuild, brake lines, rear arches, and so much more. The list is endless. It's nice to see such a legendary car get the care and attention it deserves, and fingers crossed we get to do a video on it before he decides to sell it. There's still tons of work to do on the front end, including building up the suspension, dry ice blasting underneath, and finishing off with new under trays. The car has a stack of paperwork of the previous work it's had done, and it'll be scary to think how much this thing will be worth when it's done. Once he showed me around the M3, he asked if I wanted to take some pictures with his Renault 5, so enjoy. So that was Nico in his Renault 5. It's not a GT turbo, it's got the kit. It's getting a 172 engine put in it, which is going to be very quick on the channel. I'm definitely going to review that when it's done. Just been out and about. Short shifter is working perfectly, radio is working good. We're getting a ton of work done on this car. Just realised I didn't even film an outro. About the short shifter, guys, if anybody wants to win that, I will be doing a giveaway at some point. I don't know where and when I'm going to be doing it, so make sure you follow the social medias in the description below, because that's where I'll be announcing it. So guys, if you are enjoying this series so far, make sure to subscribe and like for more content. I've got so much more planned for this car. The list is absolutely huge. Obviously at the start there's going to be a lot of crappy jobs I've got to get done. The window regulators, the carb gasket, you know, brakes and stuff like that. It doesn't make for exciting content, but once all that stuff is out the way, we can start moving on to the interior, body kits, wheels. We're going to be doing some engine work, exhaust. So guys, keep with me and trust me, it's going to get more exciting. So if you enjoyed this video, give it a like and subscribe, and we will see you next week for another upload. Peace.